Good morning, my dear children. How are you all? All are fine? Really? Okay, that's good. Makle, now we have to complete only 2 chapters more. So we are at the end of the chapters. Okay. So anyway, this chapter by today's class it will be over, and then remaining 2 chapters. Okay. So all are studying well, reading the textbook. Okay. Anyway, we'll have a previous recall of the chapter light and shadow. Okay, so what all things we have learned in the previous class? Do you all like the videos? Okay, in the previous class we have learned about the sun is the main source of heat and light. Do you remember that? Yes, no? Okay. Then, depending on how much light can pass through objects, objects can be grouped as transparent, translucent, and opaque objects. Do you remember what is that transparent objects? Yes, someone is saying the answer. Transparent objects are objects through which light can pass totally. That is what transparent objects. Then what is translucent objects? Translucent objects are objects through which light can pass partially. Okay. Now what is opaque objects? Opaque objects are objects through which light cannot pass. Yes, that is what the opaque objects. Very good. Now, do you know that light travels in a straight line? Yes, no? So, what is that known as? Yes, that is known as rectilinear propagation of light. Light travels in a straight line, and that is known as rectilinear propagation of light. Then what all things we discussed after that? About the shadow. Shadows are formed when light cannot pass through an opaque object. Is it? That is what we discussed about the shadow. Shadow is a dark region formed when light cannot pass through an opaque object. Okay. Then what we discussed after that? Yes, then we discussed about that the moon has no air or water, so living things cannot survive on the moon. Do you remember that? Then phases of the moon. Okay. Then we learned one term there, craters. What is that, craters? Do you remember that? The surface of the moon is not so smooth. It has high mountains, deep craters, and flat plains. So what is that, craters? Yes, deep pits on the moon. Okay, very good. That is what we discussed. After that we move to that tides. Tides are caused by the gravitational attraction of the moon. Do you remember that? I told you about the tides. Tides are caused by the gravitational attraction of the moon, or we can say tides are the periodic rise and fall in the water level in the oceans due to the moon's gravity. Okay, that much clear to you? So these are the things we have discussed in the previous class. Now today very interesting topic with lunar eclipse, solar eclipse and artificial satellites. So are you all ready for to listen this lunar eclipse, solar eclipse and artificial satellites? So wait and see, my dear children. I will be there to you to show the lunar eclipse. Okay. So here we are going to see the eclipses of the moon and the sun. Do you know what is an eclipse? An eclipse is a shadow formed in space that makes the sun or the moon invisible for some time. So while moving around the earth, the moon sometimes comes between the sun and the earth. You got it, children? While moving around the earth, the moon sometimes comes between the sun and the earth. So at other times, the earth comes between the sun and the moon. So eclipses are caused when the moon and the earth are in a straight line with the sun. So how many types are there? Eclipses are of two types: lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. Can you tell me that an instrument used to see distant objects in space? Yes, telescope. Yes, okay. Now here we'll discuss about the lunar eclipse. See that picture? Here the moon takes 27 and 1/3 days to complete its journey once round the earth. When the earth comes between the sun and the moon, and if all three of them are in a straight line, the earth casts its shadow on the moon. Can you see that? This is called lunar eclipse. When the earth's shadow covers the complete disk of the moon, we cannot see the moon at all. So this is called a total lunar eclipse. So when the earth covers the disk of the moon partially, it is called partial lunar eclipse. Have you seen that picture? When it covers completely, what we say, that is total lunar eclipse. And it covers partially, that means when the earth covers the disk of the moon partially, it is called partial lunar eclipse. Do you know that, children? Lunar eclipse occurs only on a full moon night. Okay. So a lunar eclipse lasts only for a short time, from a few minutes to a few hours. Once the moon moves out of the shadow of the earth, it starts receiving sunlight and can be seen once again. Okay. Also remember that a lunar eclipse does not occur on every full moon night. It only occurs when the earth and the moon are in a straight line with the sun. Remember, children, lunar eclipse only occurs when the earth and the moon are in a straight line with the sun. Okay. Children, there is an interesting activity in your textbook to do with. All of you please try that activity to see the lunar eclipse. Okay. You have to place the basketball on a stand on the table that represents the earth. Tie a string in the form of a sling round the tennis ball and hold it between the basketball and a powerful table lamp placed on the other side. How it is given in the picture. So the table lamp represents the sun and the tennis ball the moon. Okay. Now move the moon round the earth till it comes to lie in the shadow of the earth. This will be the position in which a lunar eclipse occurs. Now we will discuss about the solar eclipse. Okay. So let's see what is this solar eclipse. An eclipse of the sun is called a solar eclipse. Okay. It occurs on a new moon day when the moon, while going round the earth, comes between the earth and the sun. I'll repeat. An eclipse of the sun is called a solar eclipse. It occurs on a new moon day when the moon, while going round the earth, comes between the earth and the sun. When the three of them, that is the sun, the moon and the earth, are in a straight line, the moon casts its shadow on the earth, and people in certain parts of the earth cannot see the sun at all or see it only partially. Do you know that, children, before? Okay. So if the sun cannot be seen at all, it is called a total solar eclipse. If only a part of it is seen, it is called a partial solar eclipse. Okay, clear? Do you know what is this Malayalam of this lunar eclipse and solar eclipse? What is that? You have to comment in the comment box. Okay, it's a questionnaire to you. Children, now let me talk few things about this lunar eclipse and also the solar eclipse. Just like the lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse also lasts for a short time. Once the moon moves out of the line with the sun and the earth, we can see the sun once again. we should not look at a solar eclipse with naked eyes. Do you remember when the solar eclipse is there, your parents will not let you outside? Do you remember that? Okay. So a solar eclipse occurs less frequently as compared to a lunar eclipse and can be seen only from certain places on the earth, at only those places that come under the shadow of the moon. Okay. Now also it does not occur on every new moon day. Keep in mind that. Okay. Children, so there is also an activity in your textbook to show about the solar eclipse, as how I said in the lunar eclipse. Just go through that two activity from your textbook. Children, do you know that a solar eclipse should never be viewed directly? Invisible infrared rays from the sun can damage the eyes. So even the use of sunglasses or smoked glasses and films does not eliminate the danger. Okay. So keep in mind that. Okay, children. So children, let's discuss with the artificial satellites. Are you aware of the fact that the moon is the natural satellite of the earth? Scientists have developed machines that are sent into space to orbit planets such as our earth. So such machines are called artificial satellites. Okay. Okay, can you see this picture? Sputnik 1 was the first artificial satellite to be sent into space in 1957, and Aryabhatta was India's first artificial satellite to be sent into space. Similarly, have you heard of Mangalyaan or Mars Orbiter? Yes, Mars Orbiter mission launched by India is orbiting Mars since 24th September 2014. Maybe you have heard of this, is it? Mangalyaan? Yes. Okay, now let's talk about the Chandrayaan 1. Was India's first probe to the moon. It was launched in the year 2008. The most significant achievement of Chandrayaan was the discovery of the presence of water molecules in the soil of the moon. Okay, have you got it clear about this artificial satellite? Okay, now let's know. Artificial satellites are useful to us in several ways. They are controlled from centers on the earth. See this picture. This is the communication satellites. Communication satellites are used to relay radio and television programs. They also help in sending telephone signals to far off places. Example, GSAT 16. Okay, is that clear, children? The second is the weather satellites. Okay, so weather satellites are used to study the atmospheric conditions from which weather forecasts are made. They give warnings about forthcoming storms and cyclones. Got it? So the second one is weather satellites. Now the next one is remote sensing satellites. Remote sensing satellites are those that take photographs of the earth. So these photographs help scientists to study the features of the earth's surface. Example, Cartosat 3. Okay, have you understood about the remote sensing satellites? Okay, so shall I move to the next one? The next one is scientific satellites. Scientific satellites help us to study space and galaxies. So the advancement in science has enabled man to learn so much about the universe and has made life easier and comfortable. Okay, children, so these are the artificial satellites. Hope you have understood about this artificial satellites. Okay, now keep in mind about the artificial satellite. Sputnik 1 was the first artificial satellite. Then about the Aryabhatta, that was the India's first one. Then about the Mangalyaan, then about the Chandrayaan and the different artificial satellites. Okay, that's all for today, children. Hope you all have understood this chapter. Thank you.